Agility drills are designed to build dynamic, multi-directional movement. For Naomi, this means transitioning between explosive forward bursts, lateral slides, and calming decelerations with razor-sharp precision. On court, the tennis ball rarely obliges a straight line. It forces players to chase sharp cross-court angles, retreat from net rushes, or recover deep defensive positions. Osaka's ability to shift direction almost instantly, without losing balance or momentum, gives her a critical edge in executing powerful, well-timed shots. Consider her signature forehand. The prelude involves a microsecond of split step, a sharp weight transfer into her legs, and a pivot into a low, loaded coil. The tempo of her racket acceleration depends entirely on her ability to engage those muscles preemptively. Agility drills reinforce those precise, repeatable movement patterns. So when the opportunity arises, her body is already in motion and primed to deliver peak performance. Court coverage, too, is transformed by these tiny athletic adjustments. The dimensions of a tennis court demand coverage that is both lateral and depth-wise. Naomi's drills improve the efficiency of each stride and survival shuffle, so she can recover quickly from chasing a drop shot or sprinting to cut down her opponent's angle. Instead of rounding her feet, she glides into each wide baseline shot, recovers low and light, and flips her toes inward, ready to explode in any direction. That split-second recovery time is often the difference between reaching that impossible ball and conceding a point. Beyond enhancing her physical capacity, these exercises build critical neuromuscular coordination. Osaka's brain is trained to predict ball trajectories through opponents or spin, but it's her feet that must respond almost involuntarily. The neurological adaptations from drills like ladder footwork, shuttle runs, and boundary slides sharpen the reflexes, timing, and tactical intuition that elite tennis demands. Her court movement becomes a visual reflection of the game unfolding in her head. She anticipates, she reads, she reacts. Balance and transition control are other essential advantages of agile work. Tennis is a relentless back-and-forth dance. Naomi pivots, lunges, recovers, and often finishes points while off balance. Solid proprioception, awareness of body position in space, built from these drills allows her to deliver heavy hitters even off-center, maintaining follow-through rather than sacrificing form. It also substantially lowers her risk of injury. By teaching her body to brace and engage all lower body muscles during quick stops and starts, she fortifies her ankles, knees, and hips against the sudden directional changes and slip slides inherent in competitive play. Osaka's aggressive baseline game hinges on being able to end rallies swiftly with clean, powerful first strike shots. To do that, her foundation, the footwork, must be almost flawless. Agility training builds that foundation pattern: split step, directional lunge, pivot, recover, repeat. It's a flow designed to make her opponents uncomfortable, scrambling, and gradually outmaneuvered. The need for rapid reaction reflexes in her routine goes beyond simple agility. It's about building a neuromuscular bridge. Osaka's drills often command her to react to visual or auditory cues instantaneously, mimicking match scenarios where opponents disguise spin or angle. Over time, her brain begins to anticipate patterns, and her body obeys reflexively. This rewiring of instinctive response ensures that she isn't caught off guard during a high-stakes rally, but instead meets the ball with readiness. Speed of movement compounds this advantage. Osaka is not just fast, she is precise at pace. Each recovery shuffle, each explosive lateral burst, and each lightning pivot is pulled straight from countless repetitions. This trains her muscles to fire optimally under pressure. So when she needs to close in, set up her stance, and unleash a powerful forehand in less than a second, she can, without sacrificing balance or form. This fusion of speed and reaction is vital for Osaka's baseline artillery. Her aggressive style, punishing serves, heavy ground strokes, and sudden changes of direction, operates best when she arrives in position ahead of tough shots. Drills that merge split-stepping, loaded leg drive, and reactive direction changes essentially program her legs to be present before her mind fully processes the opponent's intent. That micro moment makes all the difference. There's a subtle confidence that comes from this reliability. In high-pressure situations, like a deuce with elite opponents, having drilled these reflexive movements under fatigue primes her to stay composed. Her mental games may be turbulent at times, as she candidly admits, but her body rarely betrays her. That embodied certainty reduces unforced errors and allows her to execute under duress. This training addresses Osaka's broader athletic development. Constant changes of direction, high-speed bursts, and abrupt transitions stress joints and muscles. But repeated practice in controlled, progressive environments builds capacity, reinforcing ankles, hips, and knees. In a sport rich with torques and slip-slide actions, especially on clay or grass, this helps her stay durable and recover more effectively between points. Her coach has often emphasized that her strength and balanced acceleration-deceleration capability form the backbone of her movement. Osaka's footwork isn't just aesthetic, it's engineered resilience. Every rally, exercise, or sprint on court is an opportunity to refine that connection between perception and motion. Whether chasing a drop shot or anticipating a deep cross-court reply, her feet intuitively know where to go. What follows is a grounded transfer through her core into her racket, precise, powerful, and repeatable. Ultimately, quick movement, plus reactive reflexes and fast body coordination is among the pillars of Osaka's resurgence post-maternity leave and her continued leadership on the WTA Tour. These drills have enabled her to close distance, attack early, and absorb pressure without relying solely on brute force. In competitive tennis, where fractions of a second count, going from seeing the shot to setting up to striking is the mark of a champion. Slides allow Osaka to negotiate the unpredictable friction of clay and dirt, where every court step can disrupt pacing and balance. By rehearsing the slide, she is effectively teaching her body how to absorb momentum, shift weight dynamically, and stabilize in movement patterns that traditional hard-court play doesn't demand. Under the guidance of her coach, she's endured countless repetitions, sacrificing shoes as tread wore thin, a sign of relentless focus on cultivating muscle memory for balance through kinetic flow. This re-education matters for Osaka because her violence from the baseline depends entirely on the frame she can build before swinging. The slide drills teach her how to enter shots from unstable positions, those bounding retreats and sideways shifts, while still being able to anchor and unleash power. In clay rallies, where spinning balls bounce irregularly, Naomi Osaka's foot deployment must compensate. The slide helps store kinetic energy in a controlled descent, so she can harness it into weight transfer, racket loading, and explosive strike, even when her body isn't perfectly square. Improving her slide is equally critical for defensive resilience. On slower surfaces, Osaka must chase deeper, fight through heavy topspin, and crash the net with urgency. Without fluid foot transitions, she might recover too late or overstep. Smooth slides enhance her footprint, literally the contact area with the court, so she can glide into the ball, reset efficiently, and engage her core again for the next shot. That safety net of balance buys her time and pressure relief. When she slides effectively, Osaka also maintains disharmony of timing. Opponents expect her to be flat-footed or slow on clay. Her ability to slide early and recover quickly makes her less predictable, allowing her to seize initiative even in cross-court exchanges. It's this dance, stability in motion, that elevates her logistics into tactics. Her physical negotiation of court lines becomes an extension of point control. Moreover, habitual court sliding builds protective strength in her ankles, knees, and hips. Clay is inherently more alternately compliant and unstable. Sliding without impact training introduces microloads to tendons and ligaments. This repeated conditioning fosters durability. Osaka's 2024 drills, characterized by grief over her ripped shoes, weren't showy. They were high-stress exposure aimed at reinforcing her lower chain against slippage and imbalance. Technically, each slide drill consolidates her stroke preparation. The forward momentum from a slide leads into a downgrading absorption. Her legs cradle the ball's force, her hips pre-open for depth and spin, her shoulders rotate into drive. That momentum flow is integral to her heavy forehand and flat backhand. It's not just about getting there, it's about getting there ready. When she slides into a ball and then springs forward into a deep, loaded split step, she's firing neural patterns forged in drill, not panic. This comprehensive reinforcement of movement also has a psychological payoff. Osaka, who has emphasized athletic confidence under high-stress points, leans into routines that embed certainty. Knowing she can slide to a short ball, recover inside a moment, and strike with assurance helps her posture bounce back from tension or self-doubt. Movement becomes a meditation, a physical manifestation of calm under fire.